The passing of Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka could just became the biggest family feud in the history of Ghana. Apostle Kwadwo Safo's family is seen as an elite family based on the history and the pedigree of their father, right? So their father passed away recently. It has really opened up a can of worms as far as, the fracas in the family is concerned. It has also exposed to us, the public, that the family that comes across as very elite and very together, they are not really together like that, based on, some of the conversations coming out from their close quarters and some of the warnings that they are giving to the public concerning certain individuals. The family, through their lawyer, has issued a statement where they are warning the public against engaging with Safo Kantanka Jr. The statement explicitly stated that the public should be aware of the fact that Safo Kantanka Jr. is not a representative of the family, and that he does not speak on behalf of the family, and that if anyone wants to engage with the family, they do not need to go through him. The family of the late Apostle Professor Emeritus Engineer Kwadwo Safo Jnr., founder and leader of the Christo Asafo Mission of Ghana and the Kantanka Group of companies, has issued a disclaimer cautioning the general public against conducting any business transactions or funeral-related engagement with Israel Kwadwo Safo, alias Nana Kwadwo Akofena, former CEO of the of the Kantanka Group of companies and the second son and the fifth born of the late Apostle Kwadwo Safo, right? So the statements stated that, apart from funeral related issues, when it comes to business too, he has nothing to do with it, because he's actually seen as, the face of the family. From 2016 to 2024, he was actually the CEO of the company, and he was seen as the face of the company, especially when it comes to the automobile, department of the company, right? So if you speak about Kwadwo Safo as a person, people usually, see the child as, the direct replacement for the man himself. People were expecting that Kwadwo Safo will actually rise and, move into his stead, and be like, the face of the family. But the family is actually letting the public know that he can never be the face of the family. He has nothing to do with the family, even though he's part of the family. And they've stated that, he's the fifth born and the second son. They want to make it known that he is not, the face of the family. He is not a rep of the family, even though he has served the family for a very long time. According to the family, all matters relating to the businesses, properties, and funeral arrangements of the late apostle should be directed strictly through the appropriate family representatives and authorized committees. The family has therefore warned that any person who chooses to deal with him does so at their own risk. Now, in a statement signed by the family spokesperson, the public was urged to exercise caution and refrain from engaging in any financial, contractual, or organized dealing with Kwadwo Safo Jr., who was also a former chief executive of the Kantanka Group on behalf of the family or its enterprises. I'm asking myself that for someone who has served the family and the company for a very long time, why would the family be issuing a statement that actually states that nobody should transact any business with him? What is the reason? Why would they say that? They didn't give the reason, but it is believed that there's a huge crack in the family. The family is falling apart, right? There are factions in the family. There's friction in the family, right? A family that is together will never issue a statement against one of their own and tell the public that nobody should deal with them. Unless, of course, there's a problem. Whatever it is that they are issuing a statement against one of their own, it's a sort of bother to us, because Apostle Kwadwo Safo himself as a person never created the impression that his family was in disarray. Right, so following his death, why does it come across as if there's a huge problem in the family, and the problem in the family is so huge that they didn't issue a statement against one of their own? That is serious. And the statement is not just talking about he not being a rep, they are talking about financial stuff, contractual stuff, business-related stuff. Does it mean that when he was the CEO, he did something that did not go all well, that's why he resigned or he was sacked? Right? Was there some malfeasance, misappropriation of funds? The family of the late Apostle Dr. Kwadwo Safo wishes to inform the general public that no individual, including Mr. Kwadwo Safo Jnr., has been authorized to act on behalf of the family in any transactions related to the businesses of the late Apostle or in connection with the organization of his funeral. The public is advised to desist from dealing with him. I've never read anywhere that Kwadwo Safo Jr. actually said that he is the face of the family or he's handling the family business. Following the passing of someone as prestigious as, Apostle Kwadwo Safo, it is normal that the son will actually come and, be forthcoming and be like he's the one handling issues. But for the family not to have the belief and trust in him shows that there's a serious problem. The family is actually recruiting a spokesperson to actually handle the issues, while the son actually served as the CEO of the company for a very, very long time. For someone who handled the car business and other related businesses, why should he not be the one handling the funeral arrangements, be the one handling the financial and business related, engagements as far as the family is concerned? It means there's a problem. It's either there's no trust in him, or the division in the family is serious. Kwadwo Safo Jnr. can literally have nothing to do with the family. They are telling him that, bro, Charlie, family ni uni bibi ayo. Men kujita baby in casa one away rep and as one away baby. He's just part of the family, but he's playing no role. This same Safo Kantanka Jr. was at, I think 1 week celebration or, a family gathering following the passing of Apostle Kwadwo Safo, right? And when you look at his demeanor in the video and how he was dancing, people believe that he was rejoicing. We expect it to be in a state of, solemnness. But if you look at him, he came across as if he was in a merry mood. He was in high spirits. And some of his mannerisms came across as, offensive, right? So people actually insinuated that he was rejoicing. That is the insinuation, that he was rejoicing following the passing of his dad, and that probably the passing of his dad is going to allow him to handle the family business. People are insinuating that following the passing of his dad, he's rejoicing because he feels like now the company falls on his laps. Right, he's the rightful person to handle it, because in the family there's nobody who is as experienced as he is as far as when it comes to handling businesses of his dad is concerned. That more kase me good enough now. To see papa ni no why never handle business. Me na me handle. But I say now probably that is the reason why he came across as rejoicing in that video, as in dancing and doing all that. And that is where I'm also looking at it from, that his family is actually taking precaution. That, this guy believes that he accepted the company for a very long time and he could be the heir to his dad. And we, the family, we do not believe in him. We do not have any confidence in him that he should be the one handling the empire. If you were dealing in any business with my dad or with my dad's company and all that, if you want to continue with that or anything related to the funeral, you need to be cautious of the fact that Kantanka Jr., Safo Jr. is actually not the one handling issues, because ordinarily following the passing of someone like him, people will assume or presume that the son will be the one handling issues, right? So people will try to, finalize some business transactions with him, speak to him about some, contractual, whatever, some business related issues, because he has been there, he has done it, right? But the family is actually taking the step to actually let the public know that, bro, if you do any kind of business related issues with him, you need to be very, very cautious. That actually shows that there's a serious issue in the family. The family is falling apart. They are not together. There's no unity. Ajagraja actually stated that, Apostle Safo is actually not happy. So he stated that, the spirit of Apostle Safo is not happy with his family because his family is in disarray and they are not together. The soul of the family is actually down. And Apostle Safo, one of his sons, could actually, also die very, very soon if they do not, patch up things and they do not make peace.
Number 3, you're a Kantanka tona watono. Did so.
Apostle Adama. Emudaho.
You're a Kantanka.
Kantanka Adama.
You wona wo wuno.
Adama Mira.
Did so a beba. Busiani ba ko beso beko.
Hey.
Bema. Tienkomoni.
Adama yetienkomo.
Se Kantanka mano. Tani Kantanka yewura da busuafo. Omanfo mo nan ensi fomu a. Papa de baba be fa bema ba ko adinako.
Adama. Na mausi yewura Apostle Safo Kantanka.
So trade we fatu. Say ya na me can deal with 3 years ago. What did matem?
Sanity almost nim ya woka.
Musu bi nim dia me ka.
Odi benkwame na.
Adi benkwame.
Sa Adama.
But we Thursday, it's so to how many days? 3 days.
3 days.
And we are going to be.
Adama, we see after 3 days.
After 3 days, limpo. Kusuku besi.
Adama, and the whole day. And then Susano pay the whole day.
Kantanka busuafo anhwe yi. Kantanka baba be fa ne baba akodi nako bema.
Madam, I say Apostle, abusuafo say o man hwe yi a. Papa na wato no ba be fa ne babe ma ba ko e de na ko.
Obe fa ne babe ma ba ko de na ko.
Sanity madam.
Ama akora na ko som no.
Madam, o kan ko e.
Ensemo.
Sanity. Madam.
So basically, there's a serious issue in our family, and I feel like it runs deeper. Although he had like 6 kids and all that, but we always have known Kwadwo Safo and Safo Kantanka Jr. You know, they are the public faces. Kwadwo Safo is more like a politician, a legal person. She also is very, very neck deep in the business. She handles the legal aspects of the business and all that. So she could probably be the head to the family empire, right? But because Kwadwo Safo Jr. has been in the company and has been the CEO from 2016 to 2024, he might feel like he's the one that should, you know, fill in that position. He should actually step into the big shoes of the late dad and handle issues. There's a serious crack. There's a serious breakdown. There's a serious, you know, lack of unity in the family as we speak. And I feel like it's a case study for everybody out there about how they perceive some families to be so elite and so together. But when you enter into their internal affairs, you realize, I know, they are not that together. This statement alone actually exposes us to the fact that issues day, matters day. In the coming days or in the coming weeks, we are going to hear a lot. You know, in the lead up to the funeral and all that, probably Safo Kantanka Jr. will also come out to say his side of the story. And at the end of the day, all that we know is that Kwadwo Safo Kantanka Jr. is not a rep of the family. And that if you want to transact business with the family, you need to go to the appropriate channels. Until then, you need to watch.